Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing how to put together the Emery Thompson CB-350. That's the machine that I have, and I know I struggled at first with putting it together right. So first you're just going to take this is your dasher, and you're going to use a food safe lubricant. I just use Petrogel, and you want to put a pretty good amount, and you're going to just put it all the way around. Because for the homemade ice cream, it's doing like 235 rotates per minute, I think. So it goes pretty fast. But you just want to put it all the way around like this. And then just use a paper towel to get the grease off your fingers. And then you're going to take your springs and going to put one on each. And then these are your blades. And you see this side has like a little indentation and this side does not. So the indentation goes towards you. And then the same thing, same thing on the other side. Just make sure your indentation, if you have these in backwards, it will not freeze. I learned that the hard way. And then you just make sure it is pushed all the way in so it is flush with that machine. And then you're going to take your little circle part and it goes right there. And then you're just going to take your cover and put it on there like that. And then you're going to take these, push it in. And to start, I just put all these on there very loosely. Just enough to hold it in place. And then you're going to tighten these in a pattern, an X pattern. So you're going to tighten. And the reason you do that is because you want it to be completely flush so no water will come out. And then every day before you start running your ice cream, you need to sanitize the machine. You can use bleach or Clorox, but I prefer Sterashine just because you don't have to rinse it after. If you use bleach, you've got to rinse it. They say until the water no longer smells like bleach. So I just put a capful per gallon of water, and I use cold water. You just have to make sure it's mixed up really well. Just use a stirring stick to mix it. But I use cold water because obviously when you start the ice cream, if your machine is hot, it's going to take it longer to freeze. All right, so I've got my 4 quarts of water. And another tip, don't ever use dish detergent in the machine when you're rinsing it between batches, because dish detergent gets grease off. So I learned that the hard way. I was like, oh, I'll just use dish soap to rinse it between batches. No, because then your machine will start making a very weird noise, and it's because all the grease is gone from the dish detergent. So let's just pour this in there. Okay. And then you're gonna do it manual and always close this lid especially while it's got water in it, because it will splash out. But you just gotta run it for 30 seconds to sanitize it, and then once you pull it, you're ready to start making ice cream. And there is kind of a trick to opening the thing when it's got water in it. Well, I mean, really just water, I guess, matters when you're pulling it, but I will show that on screen. Alright, so we're gonna stop it, and then when you pull this, you want to pull it up really fast. So just like that. And then I just kind of start it again just to make sure all the water rushes out of it or comes out of it, whatever. But Not all the water will come out, that's okay, because you don't have to rinse it between batches. If you're worried about the water in it though, you can just take your spatula and get some of the rest of the water out. Just like that.